Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is a Stationeer's Let's Play on Mars. Stationeer difficulty, brutal start. Hope you enjoy. Well, we're back. I'm back. And, well, I'm in a much better place now. There was a lot of, after last episode, I had a lot more footage. I probably could have made an entirely fourth episode with that footage. But I have too high a standards for quality for me to have done that because it was just not very good footage. I did a lot, but it was just so all over the place. Of course, you know, we missed a very funny accident that really, I don't know, my reaction to it was just so muted. It was almost like it was planned. I might go ahead and hunt that little tidbit down just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But either bit is 1, resulting bit is set to 1. No. Anyways, I'm going to just go ahead and get these alerts taken care of, and then I'll show you what, we'll recap what I did in the last episode, and then the in-between. It was quite a good amount. Let's go.
Jetpack low.
Okay, we are going to start this way. Okay, so we finished building this and we experimented it with a little bit of coding and everything. It works but doesn't work at the same time. It will pressurize to the point where carbon dioxide and pollutant will condense out of it, and this is actually keeping up with that condensation, but not all of the carbon dioxide. The temperature rises too high, and so it stops condensing at the pressures that it equalizes out, and it stalls. So it's just not viable without some kind of active cooling going on. Then we also automated this so that anytime there's any pressure in this pipe, it will activate both these pumps and then, you know, do its thing. We haven't automated this. There's not really much need to. I'm going to be standing right next to it when it is. We boxed this in. And we... Excuse me. I built this frickin' thing. Dug it all out. Put the walls in. Put the floor in. The frames in. Got the expansion point pretty much planned out to go down. And, yeah. So I did that. So if y'all watched yesterday's episode, you will... Not yet. Well, if you watch the episode that I put out previous to this one, you'll already know that I did this. I expanded the power grid so that we're producing about 5.5 kilowatts of power while the sun is up, and then about 5 kilowatts when the storm is going, because that's where this guy maxes out. So we should be good on power for a little while. Be good on that. So today, we're going to migrate some of our stuff downstairs. Some of us our stuff down here. So this is where I'm going to put printers, and where I'm going to put a bunch of shelves for work. Shelves of stuff like excess or you know, surplus, things we might use in a future project. But we're going to take care of that. And then this space here, we're going to end up deleting this room here when we're capable of doing that, and putting in a You ever have your train of thoughts derail? Yeah, that just happened to me. What was I talking about? We're going to end up building a new gas processing facility above. So that means I'm probably going to be changing out these for frames. Over top over here. So I might go ahead and get that process started. Because, well, yeah, we're gonna rip up all these and then put frames down. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Be okay. I was only a little bit of a dumbass yesterday. Okay, maybe very big dumbass yesterday. A lot of bit of a dumbass. But hey, live and learn. How much steel do we have? We have 128 grams, so need 25 frames. And we'll need 6 more steel sheets because I have 25 steel sheets in there. All right, so we have our 25 frames, and we have 25 sheets of steel. That means we have the materials we need to move on with this project. Okay.
Hydration critical.
So that's squared away. Storm's going on. We're gonna go get a drink. And then start mapping out how we're going to do this a little bit. You know, make a plan. You. Swap you. Just take the suit off and we can start covering our hygiene a little bit because that gets annoying. Okay. Seeds, 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 seeds. Gather you right now. So, here's the plan. Top layer, what's on the surface, is going to be for gas processing. That'll do 2 things. One, it will, if there's any, like, gas leaks or anything like, or an explosion of some kind, it happens outside the base. Outside the base. You know, the area where we have to live. And, to the, what is it, the west? That's north. That's east. That's south. That's west. Towards the south, we're going to start, we'll be setting up where our solar farm and wind farm are going to end up being. I might put the wind farm on the north just because. We'll see how that goes, but that's how that's going to lay out. Top layer is going to be that. Then we'll have a solar farm over Cha with our batteries and our tree setup. And then a solar farm over Cha. Not a solar farm, a wind farm over Cha. And, also, a series of batteries and whatnot. Second level, manufacturing. It's the first one we get to. It's the most likely place we need to go. That is where we're going to just print all of our construction materials. Third floor down, I believe I'm going to make, Yeah, I think I'm going to make that the furnace area where we're going to just make all of our stuff. Well, where we're going to smelt our ores and our alloys and things like that. And then bottom layer is going to be our hydroponics area with an adjacent living bay off to the side. It's not going to be in the stack. It's just going to be off to the side. Along one side will be our power and gas and atmospherics spine that supplies us. The left side is going to be our return on our atmospherics and waste products. Yes. And yeah, that's our going plan right now. That we'll see what that looks like. For now, let's go put our solar panels back up. Okay. Don't need these set up anymore. At least for now. Probably get another one of those iron walls for scaffolding. Yes. It's useful scaffolding. Okay. Isn't it grand? Okay. Got power down there. We can go ahead and start migrating our stuff. I've got 18 cable. Let's get some more cable first. Okay. You, however you want, make sure you're empty, you're empty. Make sure you're empty. Okay. That's all those set up. Got plenty of room on either side for any chutes and everything that we want to put in. Okay. So, we're going to start with atmospherics before we do anything. Before we do anything, we're going to start with atmospherics. Just 5x5 is enough space for us to do a full atmospheric setup to, or at least to filter out the oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. And then store it. I'm going to put up a carbon dioxide and nitrogen tank down on the greenhouse floor because soybeans need nitrogen and all of them need carbon dioxide. But for that, we're going to need more resources. Namely, we're going to need iron, and we're going to need steel, and we're going to need copper and gold, because, well, those are all the basic resources that we're going to need. Probably going to end up making some more alloys, too. But for now, we're going to start with just getting our tanks, which this time I'm going to make sure are insulated. Insulated tanks for the surface. And then we need atmospherics kits, and then we're also definitely going to need more electrum and solder for the control chips that we're going to build. So there we go. We're going to start with the steel. Okay, so I got enough for 2 batches of steel and almost 2 stacks of iron. Almost 2 stacks of iron. And had to come back and charge my detector battery anyways. We're going to get this steel taken care of while that battery charges. Then we'll go back out for the gold, copper, silicon. There we go. Okay. Let's look over here for a minute. This planning of action. So we want tanks. And we want atmospherics, number of pumps. We're going to have 1 waste output. So we're also going to put our ice crusher here. It might be shooted, but it's going to be an ice crusher. The number of gases that we have to deal with. We're still pretty early game, so we only need to deal with really 3 gases and then a 4th, methane and hydrogen. You really only have to mess with 3 gases right now. So 1, 2, and 3, and then 3 ice crusher, and our 4th methane is going to be right here. We're going to keep methane and hydrogen, which are combustion gases, up here, separated from the other ones, because that's just asking for problems. We need 5 tanks, because we're going to separate the methane and the hydrogen from each other as well. Alright, if this is not enough resources for what we need, what I'm trying to do right now, I'm going to be freaking annoyed. So, it's our electronics printer. We're just going to front load this. Get that running. Okay, there must have been some methane in the air. Okay. So, insulated tank, steel, silicon, and copper. Okay. Copper. steel. I have 160, 30 per. It's 5. Okay. I have a little bit of infrastructure. All right. Probably go ahead and print some steel sheets for those two. I need 30. It's done. We'll fix that later. All right, let's get the atmospherics kits and 2 ice crushers. Okay, so I forgot to unpause my recording. Y'all missed some pretty choice stuff. So, yeah, I'll recap. So I've got this side plumbed. This is the side I'm focusing on because it deals with oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. I built this battery, and then I plugged it into the other battery. Something went boom. Yeah, I was a dumbass. So now we've got it separated out. And now I have 3 batteries that are being charged by this solar field. I have this battery here, the one on the gas processing platform, and then this one down here. Isn't it great? I think so. So, I just went out to get more silicon because we ran out. We need more silicon for the pipes on the other side, but that's all. That can all wait for now. The main reason I got the silicon is in case I need plastic for other things later. Silicon for glass or something like that, because we are not done yet with anything. We need an ice crusher. We need to get the pipes for the rest of those, or at least the 3. Wrong button. And it doesn't take her. Atmospherics kit. Filtration. 2 pipes per, so we need 6 pipes really quick. Ooh, I should have grabbed that other coil of cable. All right. Now we just need 3 chips and to label everything. You have not. Okay. So eventually, we're going to get an active cooling element up here that's going to pull heat out of the processed atmosphere. That's the plan. And we'll have oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide that way. We need pipe analyzers. They changed it. You can't, even in the insulated tanks, you can't pull data from the insulated tanks anymore. Gotta break some builds. Yeah. Time to redo stuff. Okay, 4 pipe analyzers. Okay. Might want a fifth one. Have a fifth one. Hello? Here we go. Okay. That fifth one's not going to be used right now. We are going to be using these, so... Okay. This is going to utilize you. We're going to see if we've got enough for two. Electrum solder. Yeah, we don't have enough electrum. Okay. Or solder. Let's worry about that. Yeah, we've got 4 electrum left. Okay, time for us to make some more. I'm going to drop this down here as well as the other stuff. You can stay here, you can stay here, and you can stay here. Okay, we need... these chips. Really? Again with the methane in the air. All right. We're going to be making some heavy use of batch commands. Start with carbon dioxide. Import, edit. So a storm doesn't sneak up on me. Okay, so filter. CO2. Product pump. C0. Thank you. W. That's your waste pump. Load. Batch. What is the batch named load? I think it's LBN. Yes. Load batch name. Device hash name hash. Object type batch mode. Um. So if we're using the load batch name, average, sum, minimum, and maximum, the only ones that we can do. So we can't do that. We're gonna have to have. We're gonna have to do pumps. One of the pumps on the batch name, because we need. Okay, so the way we need this to work. This is our safety monitor. If these tanks fill up too much, they pop. We don't want that to happen. So we need to load our pressure from our tank to know if it's safe to continue putting more in there. At the same time, we need this guy to come on and this guy to come on. So what we're going to do, we're going to rename. Help if I had a battery in there. That'll work. Batch name, CO2 pump, CO2 use. We're going to put the pumps batched. And the filter, the tank monitor, is going to be on. That leaves room for us to put a diode.
Power low.
Tank monitor, diode. Now that diode slide will tell us what level the filters are. It's there. So start yield, because we only want to do this once every game tick. So we are going to load. Okay, we want our monitor our filters. R0 device filter slot. Slot index 0 quantity. Load slot R1 filter slot index 1 quantity. Add into R0 R1 R0 and R1. That'll add the quantity. Divide into R0 divided by 1. Sorry, 2. So that'll give us the actual quantity of our filters, because it's 2 divided by 2. It adds the 2 together and then gives me the average between the two. And there is SDNS. What is set device? There is one that will ignore the command. Branch relative branch relative D S E will jump to line A if device is not set. Branch DNS, that's the one. Okay. So branch relative DNS if D1 isn't set. And we're going to jump to set diode setting R0. So if we don't have a diode, it's going to skip this line and go to the next line. Check. Filter, check. Tank, pressure, check. Load, R0, tank, monitor, pressure. Branch greater than, branch greater than equal to. If it's greater than our pressure, insulated tank, small insulated. Max pressure is 60,000 kPa, so we're going to give that some wiggle room at 50. Greater than equal to. If R0 is greater than equal to 50 megapascals, branch 2, idle. Load. Okay, so if it branches to idle, we'll figure that out. Let's go ahead and set idle up really quick. Idle. Set. Filter. Mode. Alias. Off. R15. Alias on R14. Move off 0. Unnecessary, but I do it anyways just to be safe. Move on 1. Off. And then set batch name. Device hash is hash. Name hash is hash. On, off, J, start. That's idle. Okay. Creation, check. Load. R0 from filter. Put pressure. Right. Pressure at the input. Greater than, because we don't want it to run all of the time. So if it's greater than, R0 is greater than 500. That's 500 pascals now. Let's do a megapascal. 1,000 branch to. We don't want that running just because there's pressure. Ratio carbon dioxide multiply into R0, 0, R1. We want there to be a certain amount of carbon dioxide before we turn on the pump to ensure we're operating efficiently. So next, branch greater than, if it's greater than megapascal, if R0 is greater than 1,000 kilopascals, it's a megapascal, we branch to active. Branch less than R0 to 500. Idle. Start, and then we'll do the active idle. Functions. Active. Set filter mode on. Copy that, paste that, change that to on. J start. Confirm. Export that. Device not found at line 17. That's because I didn't set the pins yet. Tank monitor. CO2 tank. CO2 tank. Incorrect logic type at line 21. 21. Load R1. Filter. Input. There we go. Turns off. Turns off. Perfect. Excellent. Now we just got to do the same thing for these guys. Okay, so edit, edit, pause, oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. No, this is nitrogen. Wait, the one I'm standing next to is oxygen, isn't it? This is it doesn't matter. Double check. Oxygen, oxygen. Show oxygen. Confirm. Export that again. Thank you. Oxygen tank. Good. Edit. Edit. Confirm. Set you to nitrogen tank. Boom. Alright, they're getting pushed to off. Excellent. One. You on. Okay. Okay.
Hunger caution.
I don't know if I'm going to need this one or not. We do need a housing, and we do need one more chip. Luckily, we have a housing already. That's not being used currently. We do need a chip. And I'll take care of the hunger. Okay. Okay. That one's going to get annoying. So, Helios. Ice, crusher, pump, 0, Helios, ice, crusher, analyzer, 1, start, yield, load from ice, crusher, analyzer, sorry, load into R0 from ice, crusher, analyzer, pressure, set, branch greater than 0, set greater than, okay, greater than 100. R0 is greater than 1,000. Set greater than R0 if R0 is greater than 1,000. Set ice crusher pump on R0. It's not going to work. Okay. I want it to turn on. I want a Schmidt switch here. So we need to use our functions. Greater than R0 if R0 is greater than 1,000. Branch 2. Pump on. Branch less than. Branch equals R0. Pump off. Start. On. Alias off 14. Move on 1. Move off 0. Pump on. Set ice crusher pump on. J start, pump off, set ice crusher pump onto off, J start. There. Very simple. That's all we need it for right now. Confirm, export, U, there. closed, damn you. Okay. Needs to be the ice crusher. Ice crusher. Ice crusher. Hang on a second. Pump. Ice crusher pump. Ice crusher pump. This one is the analyzer. Now, fall in a hole. Let us grab a tank. Has stuff in it. Want to filter. Well, it would help if it was on. Cool. Right. Just for grins. We didn't get any filters anyways yet. All right, let's go get that. All right. Okay. This is set up. Got silicon enough for us to build that and this, or at least these two out. So let's go and get some more pipes. I want to finish this before I close out for the day. Export, damn it. One is combustibles. Pump. This is the monitor. Go. Now, to get this guy going. Okay. Pump off. So we're going to make some adjustments to this. Because we're controlling multiple processes, we want to go through the full sequence. Load. Never fired this guy up. Okay. Want it to be wired up before I start the programming so that I can tinker with the programming while it's active. But instead of going and printing a bunch more, I've got a buttload of wire over here that I can scavenge. Well, that's not true. Anywho. More. All right. Okay. Edit. Pause. Okay. Gotta redo this part. AL. L. Turn address. Turn address. Enter. Load. R0. From a sensor. Activate. If it's active, branch greater than 0, AL, R0, we go to pass check, branch 0, AL, R0. Gonna go to harvest. Stop. Harvest. Load from into R1 from paste fixed monitor pressure branch greater than, we're going to go with 10 megapascals. R1 is greater than 10 megapascals. We go to harvest. Stop. 4, we turn on harvest. And we do not come back to this location. Set harvester on to on. J. Don't really need to bump back up here. We go to harvest. Go to here. From the mix monitor the pressure. If it's higher, harvest stop. So we don't need the ALs on this one. We just need the ALs on these two. H. Alias mixed monitor alias register 3. Okay, so here's how it'll work. Sensor 4. Here's how it'll work. First, it'll check if the ice crusher has pressure against it. If it's greater than 1 megapascal, it turns the pump off. If it hits 0, it turns the pump. Sorry, if it's greater than 1 megapascal, the pump will turn on. If it's down to 0, it'll hit pump off. Now, it'll jump back up to here because we still have these two functions that we need to check. These are end functions. So if we go to harvest, because it's nighttime, not R0. R0. So load, activate 1. If it's daytime, we'll go to harvest stop. So if it's daytime, this will be a 1. So we're going to knot it to a 0. If it's 0, it will not harvest. If it is 0, it will stop the harvest. If it's daytime, it'll stop the harvest no matter what. If it's nighttime, go to the harvest function, and it'll check pressure. If the pressure in the waste area, in the mixed pipe and tank, is greater than 10,000, it'll stop. But if it's not greater than 1,000, turn the harvester on. Harvest stop. Set. Harvester. Off. Confirm. Export. Error. Okay. Fixed. Monitor. And harvest. And before we do anything froggy, we're gonna come over here, get our liquid drain so we don't break any pipes. Get a wrench. Because breaking a pipe is no bueno. It's not fun. There. Okay. Lock it off. Ice crusher. Ice crusher analyzer. Mixed monitor. Right. There you go. So I wired you in. Harvester. Daylight sensor. Just past daylight sensor. On.
Hunger critical.
And now we just gotta wait for nighttime. Alright, let's go take a look at this, see if this worked. Oh, I have it pointed in the wrong direction. Don't know why it didn't turn on. Why it didn't turn on. View that really quick. Power you down for now. That worked. Don't know why that's not turning on right now. Find out. Pressure is less than. It is. Should be going through the harvest day sensor. Okay. Monitor's pressure is 1.5 megapascals. There, it's starting to work. The not function was not working properly. Okay. Let's see. I want to be harvesting the oxygen that's in there. Edit. So instead of ratio, we're going to look at lows R0 filter total moles input load R1 filter ratio oxygen input multiply, and if it's greater than 1,000, it's less than, let's go with 250, idle. Export. There we go. Managing the stress just fine. Seven moles. Set to 0. Okay. I think this is working. The pollutant is going up. But that's not a big deal. Drain out as it builds up to filtering everything, so it's not gonna be affected too much. Not really trying to this, however, could be a problem. It's starting to get condensed now. So we're going to put that at a megapascal. Floats on the carbon dioxide. Import, thank you. Drop that down to 1. Going to change that to total moles input. Confirm. Export. And it went idle. Let's see here. Yeah, it's going down. There's now the pollutant starting to dump. Okay, let's do that with this guy too. Input, import, edit. output. Confirm. Export. There. And then as soon as the sun is done coming up, that should turn off. Look at that. It turned off. This pleases me. We still have some minor adjustments to do over here.
Hydration critical.
Get our filters going. Or insert our filters. Adjust for the to account for moles instead of pressure. And then, yeah, this should be done for now. We've got that spare right there, depending on what we want to filter. Most likely pollutant. It's an okay refrigerant. Not great, but okay. I don't think we're going to need this. So we can mess with that later. But yeah, that's it for this one, guys. That's a full build for here. All right, see you next time. So if you've made it to this point, you're either asleep or you enjoyed my work. If you did enjoy it, please do me the favor of hitting that like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. It really helps my content reach people that enjoy it, like yourself. Thanks a bunch. See you next time. No.